Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome to my channel. You guys, it is day 2 of the 10,000 subscriber celebration, and the feature today is Bontik Vintage Designs over on Etsy. This is a digital art shop, and they have Anton, the designer, has all kinds of amazing kits. I just recently started working with him, and he has a 50% off discount for everyone to use. And so I encourage you, if you check it out and see something that you like, then definitely use the discount code Biddy Penny, all caps, all one word, and get yourself 50% off. So thanks so much, Anton, for supporting my subscribers and making this great discount available to everyone. So I just love celebrating with you guys, and today we're going to play with the Vintage Circus kit. Now, this is some of the background papers. He has the kit in a couple of different pieces. So this is the one for the papers, and this tells you all about his shop over on Etsy. He has got 5 stars, tons of customers who love him, and I think you will too. I will tell you that I printed everything uniquely. This is not the way it prints on its own. I did have to fill the page, or like this one, I printed 4 to a page or 2 to a page. So, this one I also printed 2 to a page. So I played around with this one. This one I printed 2 to a page. I scaled these, which is what I love about digitals, to the size that I wanted them to be at. And these printed, this is how they printed, straight from the files. So, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to use all of this in today's video, but I am going to make 4 cards. These came together really quickly. I have 2 cards with this gorgeous animal, and then 2 cards with the tent. So it's so funny. I love big cats like tigers and leopards and cheetahs and everything. I like them all on paper, and I mean, I'm glad they are there and they exist, but I don't want to hang out with them in person. But I love them by design. So I went through my scrap. I have a box where I just emboss things when I get embossing folders, and I have a lot of extra scrap. And these 2 pieces were super scrappy. So for my first card, I'm actually going to take these 2 pieces of paper, and I'm just going to cut them randomly, almost like in sun rays. And so I'm not measuring it. I'm not trying to make any of them equal or the same. I'm just randomly cutting these, and I am going to use these scraps in the background with a tent. I thought it would kind of mimic, a circus tent, having 2 different colors, 2 different textures. And I'm making 4 5x7 cards today. I wanted to do something fun and easy, and so I'm just going to start kind of playing around with placing these behind this piece of what I've turned into ephemera, but it's probably supposed to be like a journaling card. I can't honestly remember how it was sized, but I will say so far from working with Anton's kits that make sure to use your print preview just so you can get an idea about how they print size-wise. And I think that will help you a lot. I actually shopped with him before he reached out to do a little bit of collaboration here. And I think that he's a great designer. He fits right in my wheelhouse of things that I like. And you guys are here because y'all, I think, like some similar things. So I figured you would like it too. So I am going to do a little bit of ink blending here with a stencil. And I am just using a dirty brush This brush I use for reds and pinks, and I think the closest color that this resonates to me is like Victorian Velvet from Tim Holtz. But this is not Victorian Velvet. This is a mixture of reds and pinks. I really like it though, and it fit perfectly for this card. I thought it was interesting to bring in that texture. One of the things I loved about this kit was the color palette. It had a little bit of grunge. It's kind of boho and a little bit vintage. I don't know. It really just called to me. And I liked this image with the tent and the bunting above. And yeah, I just thought it was really pretty, a great focal point for a card. I wanted to make quick and easy cards. So that's what this falls under for me, is quick and easy. I'm bringing in this Technique Tuesday. It's a really old stamp set, but it's one that I've had, I don't know, since 2017 or 2018. And I love it. And I thought of it as soon as I saw these images, and it's like our family is one tent away from a circus, paraphrasing here, but it says something to that effect. And so I thought that that sentiment would kind of be perfect with this circus tent. And now I'm going in and I'm trimming off these pieces because I really just don't need all that excess. And by trimming this off, I was able to actually use these same scraps for 2 cards. And what I'm doing today is something that I haven't done before with printables, and I'm shocked that I haven't. But when I print something like 4 to a page, there's no reason why you can't just make duplicates. And so I'm actually going to make 2 identical cards. The only difference is with one, I'm going to use this cardboard and I'm going to pop up that centerpiece for dimension. And on the second card, I did not do that. I glued that centerpiece down flat. So we've got options. People who like dimension and like putting 2 stamps on their envelopes or more, and those who don't. So I'll show you the other card at the end. I'm only making 1 of each design here on camera because you don't need to see duplicates. I respect y'all's time here. And now I have this subtle, very, very subtle embossed paper. I used it using a Tim Holtz die, and I love it because it reminds me of like an old leather book cover, like an embossed leather book cover is what it makes me think of. And so I used some tea dye first, was the color of ink, and now I'm using Vintage Photo. And I just wanted this to look like an aged book cover, because that's what this embossing folder reminds me of. I'm going to try to show you what it looks like, but again, it is just so subtle. It's really hard to capture on camera, though it shows up well in person. Okay, so I've got a few stamp sets out because that one circus one was like the only circus related sentiment I had in my whole stash. But I mean, obviously you can use circus images and use any kind of sentiment. It can be a birthday, it could be anything goes. So I mean, I could even imagine anniversary, Father's Day, Mother's Day, you know, if your family feels like a circus, which with young ones, it usually does. I think just about any sentiment would do. I am going to just distress the edges of this ever so slightly. And then I brought in these sticker photo corners. These are something that I got on Amazon a long time ago, and I actually use them quite a bit. The only challenge with these is getting things straight. I don't know why, but it is incredibly difficult for me to get things straight when I use the photo corners. So luckily I'm okay if things aren't exactly perfect. And my second card that I made, yeah, it was crooked. So it is what it is. It's not a big deal. I can tell you that. But yeah, I feel like I know some of you might feel like you're along for a ride, or that this channel feels maybe like a little bit like a circus, because I change up projects and I go different directions, and I seem to be at the whim of my creative desire. But that is the whole goal of my channel. My channel is here to inspire you by me sharing my journey. So that's what I love to do. And my journey is always changing, evolving, and hopefully growing and becoming my own, and sharing that uniquely, because all I can be is me. I've had my channel just kind of blew up this last week or so, and I've had a lot of new subscribers. So I want to welcome all of you. And just know that if you look around on my channel at all my videos and my lives, I think you'll get a good idea that I'm a paper artist, and I play with paper for cards and journals and all kinds of things. Later this week, as a part of this celebration, I am going to be talking about junk journals and why do we make them, what do we use them for, what kind of supplies can you use. So I hope you'll stick around for that as well. So I went and I grabbed these sentiments, my Tim Holtz sentiments, and I grabbed these Tim Holtz people because it just called to me. I felt like that with the photo corners, I don't know, once I put the photo corners on, I kind of felt like it looked like a scrapbook a little bit, like an old vintage scrapbook. And then I thought, well, I need a person in my scrapbook. And I picked some gents who I thought would not be intimidated by that magnificent beast in the background. I picked some guys I thought could handle it their own. And so then I wanted them to kind of sit or rest on the sentiments. So I also did pop them up with some foam tape, and this one says "You do you," and I think that like really sums up kind of what I do here. Is I do me, and I appreciate that you guys hang out with me along for the ride. So here are my final 4 cards. Now this one is glued flat, but if you kind of rough up the edges and you don't glue the edges all the way down, even a flat layer like this can look dimensional. So see how I didn't glue that all the way down? And I'm allowing that lifting, and I'm allowing that distressed edge to really kind of stand off of the page, which makes this look really dimensional. But you can mail it with one stamp, or you can put corrugated cardboard or any kind of cardboard behind it, or foam tape. And then these are really sweet. This is the one I made off camera. Still very close to the first one, just a different gent and sentiment. And I really love how these cards came together. I hope you guys are enjoying this 10K celebration. I know I'm still pinching myself, and I just appreciate y'all being here. Go check out Anton's shop, Bontik Vintage Design on Etsy, and use that discount code 50% off. I think that's so amazing. Thanks again, Anton, and take care, guys. See you tomorrow.